What are the expenses involved with buying a home? We'll cover that today on Frequently Asked Friday. What is going on, party people? Thank you for tuning in. In this video today, what we're going to cover for you are the expenses involved in buying a home. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these chronologically in the order in which you would be paying those expenses out during a transaction. So let's jump right into it. All right, so the first expense you're going to have is once you get a property under contract, part of your offer is we're going to need to put down an earnest money deposit. What an earnest money deposit is, it's also known as a good faith deposit sometimes. It's your financial skin in the game in a transaction, money that you put down in escrow to where if you don't fulfill what you're supposed to do during the contract, that seller can potentially come after and liquidate that money. But provided everything goes according to plan, that money gets attributed towards your down payment and basically just gets held from the time of contract to the time of closing. And of course, if you get out of the contract in a legitimate fashion, in one of the ways that the contract allows, you can get that money back. But typically to be competitive, to make a competitive offer, most sellers are going to want to see 1% of the purchase price as your earnest money deposit. So very simply, if you're buying a $300,000 house, your 1% earnest money deposit would be $3,000. This is money that comes out of your account once you turn that check in as your earnest money. So just go ahead and count that. Now, you can do a smaller earnest money deposit. We've been able to get by with that in the past. I will tell you, in the competitive market we're in right now, at the time of this recording, July of 2023, it's going to need to be 1%. Otherwise, it's not going to be a good scenario for you. So 1% of the purchase price. Secondly, you're going to have to pay for a home inspection. We would recommend that you pay for a home inspection. Home inspection costs usually range about $500. Of course, you can get more expensive inspections. You can, add additional auxiliary secondary inspections to that. But typically $500 is about the going rate for a home inspection. Third, you're going to have your bank appraisal or the mortgage appraisal. So your lender, your financier, your mortgage company, no matter what you agree to pay for the property, they're going to want to know what the property is actually worth. So they're going to charge you to send out an appraiser to verify the value of the home. Now, the going rate for an appraisal is anywhere between $400 and $500. We're just going to round up to be safe and call it $500 for that bank appraisal. And once again, the lenders, they want to see you pay for that when that appraisal gets ordered. So those are all the costs that you're going to see prior to going to closing. Now that we're heading to closing, congratulations, you're almost there. You're going to have two expenses to bring to the closing table that together comprise what we call your cash to closing. So the first one is your down payment. So whatever down payment that you're putting down, be it 0%, 3.5%, 5%, 10%, 20%, whatever that number is, obviously you got to bring that money to the table at closing. The second cost that a lot of people forget about are your closing costs. And your closing costs comprise of your loan fees, of your closing fees, the recordation fees to record the sale at the county courthouse, the mortgage escrows, you're prepaying your insurance, you're prepaying HOA fees. All those things get lumped together, and those are what's considered your closing costs. Those generally range in about the 3% range of the purchase price. Now, yes, you can hypothetically negotiate that a seller pay some or all of your closing costs. I will say in this market that we're in right now, at the time of this recording, July of 2023, it's very tough to get a seller, to get an offer accepted where a seller is paying any of your closing costs. But if the market turns at some point, that is an option, that is an alternative. So I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, concerns that we didn't address, go ahead and throw them in the comments, shoot me a DM, and we look forward to seeing you next week.